It's a very, very long time ago now, but I built this figure of Darkness from Legend either in the late 80s or very, very early 90s, somewhere around there. Let's split the difference and say 1990. And although looking at it now, that's airbrush work I did on his torso, and I didn't have an airbrush in the 1990s. No, this has got to be late 1980s. I got this figure, and thinking about it, I think this was my very first garage kit. Although I didn't know the term garage kit back then, I didn't know the term recast back then. I think this is both, and I've got a good idea. I know where I got it from, but everything to do about this figure will be in another video somewhere down the line, because as you can see, he's in a poor state. This old Tim, very dusty, as you can see, and he needs a bit of work done on him. So I'm going to do a restoration job on this figure in a coming soon video. All right, so move him out the way, because that's just a preamble. Because I didn't know the word garage kit or recast. But then, of course, you had the explosion of garage kits, helped by the likes of Amazing Fantasy Modeler magazine. And in America, you had the Kit Builders and Glue Sniffers magazine, and Revenge of the Garage Kit That Stole My Wallet, and etc. etc. And over here, we had this book, all right, which is the ultimate guide to the UK garage kit scene, the UKGK book, all right, edited by Chris Moody and Chris Pickering. And this came out in 1997, which is when, you know, the hobby had, you know, really taken off. And to the degree that, I mean, Chris Moody here, he wrote for AFM. Chris Pickering was the manager of Forbidden Planet's London garage kit department, because back then, yeah, there was enough that you could have a department. And this book came out, and it became kind of like a Bible. It was an incredible book because it was a gathering together of sculptors and garage kit producers that were based here in Britain, and showing off their wares. And it became a Bible because there were a whole lot of inspirational kits in here, kits that made you drool, kits that made you want them. But also there are how-tos in here. So I thought we'd have a flick through it today. So let's get on in. I don't know how the best way to do this. I think this is going to be the best way to do it. There's the two co-authors. So yeah, and what's really good is yeah, you have the occasional article. Mike Hill, his work just leaps off the page. Yeah, but most of it is photographic, and then you get an idea of who the people involved are. I mean, this was a kit I always wanted. It was Lee Amis for Morbid Models, and it gives you details when it was released, the company that released them. This is upcoming in an article, and I used to study that one. Never ever saw it for sale. Martin Assel's, love this brain on and eyes on a spine, and the chunky old body. Says it was made for a Judge Dredd live action show by Synergy. I don't know what came of that. So yeah, it's a real old mix of film subjects, comic book subjects. Just, you know, oh, that was, I used to have that one, Joe Bailey for Killer Kits. I used to have that. Again, the problem I have when I look through this book is there were kits that I had, and I definitely had him. And I remember I went more over the top on the blood splatters on the t-shirt, but I've sold them on. There's a lot of figures in here that I used to own, and I wish I still had, but you know, Times were tight. I mean, it's a garage kit book, but you've also got the likes of the Halcyon kits in here. But it's great because it showed you who sculpted them, like Colin Batty here. And it's a real eclectic mix. You really do get some stunning pieces. Jason Brooks was was a hero of mine. I wish I had his talent. I mean, I mean, look at that. Look at that Medusa. Brilliant. Quite like the skinny Colonial Marine. That's right. He did things. I used to be part of the FTVMC, and this was the club magazine is Drone, and this is a giveaway to subscribers that Jason sculpted. And there's Dr. One, who's the fictional editor of the magazine, again by Jason Brooks. All this is Jason Brooks. I've just done a thing about Rawhead Rex on the Effectively Speaking podcast, and um, I'd forgotten that Jason sculpted a Rawhead Rex based on the Les Edwards art from the graphic novel Interview with Jason Brooks. I'll just let you see each page. If you want to study more, then just go back, freeze frame, and you can study it at your leisure. I read this over and over again. This is Lee Amy's talking about how he made the Star Beast, you know, from the wire armature all the way to crudely putting in the rib cage, sculpting the teeth, sculpting the tendons. You end up with that. Always wanted that, never got it. Yeah, Jonathan Dewar. He's still around. We're friends on Facebook, and he's still producing, I mean, museum quality sculptures. And this is early days. This Rawhead Rex used to be in a cabinet in a Forbidden Planet, and it was worth going to Forbidden Planet just to study this and something else that's coming up. All right, and yeah, I used to study that and think, blimey. I don't know what ever happened to that. I don't know if anybody ever bought it. I don't even know if it was for sale. But he's a really good sculptor. This one, the Mad Max, that's a multimedia kit that he produced. And I still have. If I can find something to just anchor the page, let me put a bit of something there. I can reach up to him. My Max, I don't know if he'll get all in the image, and I should have dusted him off. I don't know how the focus is going to go, but here we go. This is my Mad Max, and it weighs a bloody ton because the base is solid resin as well. All right, so, and yeah, it's all mixed media. It's all resin bits. Come on. Oh, I think I've glued that down now. Well, that one's not. But yeah, this is vinyl, and this is wire. The holster is vinyl. Proper mixed media, that one. So I'll just put him back, move that thing out of the way, and move on. Yeah, this is all Jonathan's work. There's the Mad Max. Better shot of him. I'd like to have had his Barbarella. I think I used to see that up at Comic Miniatures, the old Seth Gecko, but never got round to it. This is all Jonathan still as well. There you go. That's the one I was waiting for. The Thing. There's this original design of the Thing in a cage. That was just jaw-dropping in the detail and the paint job. This is all Jonathan. Very prolific. And all this is Jonathan. There's the other Thing one as well. I remember the eyes on this one. There's one looking at you there. Fantastic stuff. Now we're moving into Vic Dor's territory. I remember Vic Dor, he had nicer models, which is resin backwards, and these are all his. Did I have anything from there? No, but I definitely had his Grimsdyke one. I had the Swamp Thing. I commissioned Vic to make me a 1:1 scale Batman bust just before the '89 Batman film came out, and unfortunately things moved in the mould. Vic wasn't used to sculpting a model that big. So I can't remember what I did with that. I don't think I sold it. Used to have that one. That's the old Grimsdyke. That was a good one to paint, especially as he's holding his heart. All right, Paul Fay. This is all Paul Fay. All Paul Fay. Neil Harvey. I think Neil Harvey is still going. I had an awful lot of his DC busts. I had Two-Face. I think I've still got Mr. Freeze somewhere. That was a really good one. The Joker in his padded cell. That was a good one. Martin Herrick now. Martin Herrick had a really unique style. Yeah. Always wanted that one. There's going to be an upcoming video of mine based on Nina Delano, and this is Martin's take on Nina Delano. I mean, you even get the alien from Darkstar. Love that slain figure there. Now we're getting into Mike Hill, and yeah, well, I don't need to say anything. Just look at what the guy can do. Look at that. And you know, his Curse of the Werewolf is, you know, rightly regarded as a classic piece of garage kit making. Dutch from the Predator is brilliant as well. I think I used to have John McClane. Definitely got Roy Batty because he's standing right next to my Mad Max. This is my Roy Batty. Okay. But as I say, an awful lot of my figures I've got rid of over the years, unfortunately. Creatures Unlimited, that takes me back. Interview with Mike Hill, Alan Lanson. I so regret selling my Rawhead Rex. That's a Rawhead Rex based on the film version, and it was big. It was like 20 inches tall. That was a really tall one. Always after that Simon Lawrence reptile. That would have been lovely to have. This I haven't gone back and read this, but this is how to you know, make your box art via a computer. I don't think that software or anything like it mentioned in there is actually relevant anymore. Comic miniatures, killer kits. Killer kits are still going, which is really good to see. I used to have that Carly, but that's long gone. I like these prototype Judge Dredd figures, which were never produced. Used to read this book over and over again, which seems odd when it's just stats. But as I say, inspirational stuff, truly. Jack Page, yeah, the Yatterin from the Yatterin and Jack. Always wanted that one. I wanted to have that just sat on my bookcase. Hmm. That would have been nice. Jamie Salmon for Plan 9. Where on earth would you put that? Huge, great kit. It's a lovely kit. John Woodward. I think we're near the end. The importance of construction, telling you how to make a vinyl kit or a resin kit. Ha ha! Right. I swear I didn't. I know this was coming up, but look, how to spot a recast. The recast of the Darkness kit. I had completely forgotten that this is in here. Completely, I swear. Right, before I restore my one, I want to reread this and just see what they say about it. That's really interesting to see. Very interesting to see. I remember the torso stuck to the legs, but I don't remember the legs being half like that, in halves like that. Morbid models. There you go, Jason Brooks, designer, craftsman, sculptor. I mean, look at that face. There we go. So yeah, this is a piece of garage kit history, at least for those of us in the UK. I think, I mean, back then it cost me 14.99. I think you can get it still for pretty much that price. So yeah, if this is whetted your appetite, go on, seek it out.